Divers are entering a world that's been untouched for the past 50 years. The waters of an abandoned iron ore mine beneath Bell Island, Newfoundland. This world is a maze of tunnels covering tens of kilometers. The first divers lay in a safety line for a group of explorers who will begin mapping the tunnels and doing an inventory of what's left. It's a world filled with amazing artifacts and intense danger, razor-sharp edges that can tear equipment, and fine mine dust that can suddenly obliterate a diver's ability to see.
Very good. It's beautiful in there. That was amazing. Woo! That was amazing.
One ore car upside down with two sets of bogies. There's the tunnel numbers on all the walls, like 54, 55, etc., which is pretty cool.
I didn't realise just how huge it is, but it's untouched. I mean, it really is.
The Minequest explorers are also conducting groundbreaking scientific research on decompression stress to find out how bodies react when divers are placed in deep, cold water under huge amounts of stress.
You're making history, so you are.
After a few days, while the expedition has run smoothly under the water, above the ground has been a different story.
You can do a lot of research and a lot of planning before an expedition, and you can try and anticipate everything that might occur. But guaranteed, there's going to be a lot of unexpected things that happen.
It starts with a storm that closes down the ferry, separating them from the vital supplies on the mainland. Oxygen tanks for the rebreathers that divers use underwater, food supplies for the whole group. Expedition organizer Rick Stanley decides nothing will stop them. He risks his life to cross the bay on his small boat. He downplays the danger.
We're adventurers. This is what feeds us. The winds were right. The winds were on our tail. Yes, we had to climb a few nice big waves and, come down over another one, but it wasn't that bad.
Bear in mind, a 170-foot steel ferry had stopped running because of this storm. And, as if the storm wasn't enough, the same day, the area of the mine where they're working floods.
Holy moly. Yeah, man. There's a lot of water. The other dock is floating. We're just going to grin and bear it here.
The dive team has to start again, lay in new safety lines from a new tunnel.
So the objective of today is to remove this deep line, which serves no purpose.
Everyone chips in to haul the thousands of kilograms of gear from one tunnel to the next. And yet, despite all the adversity, the explorers have not missed a beat. They've already made some fascinating discoveries. Living organisms that exist in the pitch black and seem to feed off iron ore.
Did you see the white growth on the ends of the wood?
Yeah, like webby.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah, I saw that, and that gray stuff you were talking about.
Yeah.
Right in the one cross section where it's a rail bed. There's the rail bed, and then
there's that big bacterial mat.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Samples of the bacteria are collected and sent to the University of British Columbia. They've also found pumps that originally kept these mines dry, and a personal touch added by the man who used to run the pump, James Bennett.
The mine feels a bit like a church to me. If I wasn't underwater, if I was walking in there, I would want to whisper,
And every time the divers surface, Neil Pollock is waiting to take his samples for his decompression study.
Just hold it up. Yep.
After several days of work, he's beginning to have misgivings about his theory that microparticles, fragments of plasma shed by cells, may predict decompression illness.
It's the messiness of microparticle data. They're so variable on an individual basis, it may well be that they won't prove to be useful as a diagnostic tool.
Ultimately, though, Neil is happy with the data he's gathered. He does stress that he'll need time to assess what it all means.
Well, these observational studies are very difficult to get the definitive set of data out of. We've been working on this for more than 6 years, and we're just starting to prepare the first manuscripts right now.
The divers think they've wedged open the door of a whole new world to explore. They've penetrated a few hundred meters into a world that covers nearly 35 square kilometers.
We have just scratched the surface. We have done such a small piece of this mine so far and just established some basic guidelines and parameters for coming back here again.
And Rick Stanley thinks he's started to build something very important for the province of Newfoundland.
How fortunate am I that I got people that's willing to work with me to build a project like this, you know, as a legacy to all those people who lost their lives.